All right, guys, Kev here, and I have another dope flashlight to unbox for you. So this one is an Okluma DC0, baby. So I was able to find one of these, and I'm stoked about it. As soon as I got my FocusWorks F2, which is right here, I love this thing. Been carrying it every day for a couple weeks now. And now I understand why you upgrade to the 14500. And ever since then, I was like, I gotta get a Okluma. So I have hunted one down. And here we go. We have a card. And let's see, DC0 Titanium Nichia 519A. All right, sweet. We have batteries, which is pretty sweet. And we have a box, like so. Looks like there's something else down here. So I guess I got all the goodies with it. That's pretty cool. You get a little coaster and a bunch of magnets and stickers. So I guess they passed along all of the stuff that came with it when they got it. Here's an Okluma Sharpie. That's pretty sick too, dude. I love Sharpies, but I'm definitely a soul-built marksmith guy. You guys probably seen my videos on this. Titanium retractable Sharpies. Hell yeah. All right, let's get to the good stuff here. We all know that this stuff just stays in the box, right? One thing I do wish with Okluma is that they would give you an actual box, as cool as this is, just so you could keep it for posterity. What is prosperity? Posterity's sake. If you were gonna sell it or something, you know, like the person who sent me this, they had to keep this whole box, right? And I'm gonna probably have to do the same thing. I guess you could just keep this one, you know, and the card and whatever. I'm gonna shut up now. So here we go. Comes in this guy right here. And there she is. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah. That size is nice. A lot of people were telling me I was gonna love it because it's kind of in between a 14500 and a 10440 size you usually see. Because here's a 14500 and it's a bit thicker, right? Yeah, interesting. Now, I actually had one of these in the past. Let me grab some stuff. Just want to grab some other lights I have. So this is my current custom flashlight collection, I guess. I have 4 of them here. So I have the Hoku from Okluma Metalcraft in 10440 clicky. I have the CWF Micro Click, as stated, my favorite flashlight I've ever owned. The Okluma DC0, and then we have the FocusWorks F2. And I always wanted everything to be this size. But then I moved, and now I have more land and property. It's not a lot or anything, but it gets darker here. I need to see further distances. And that's where these fell short, because they get really hot by the time, like for what I needed, right? I'll probably throw these on my charger. I always get extra batteries. Luckily, this person had, they must have bought a bunch of extras, and that's what I would always do is buy. I would make sure I have 4 batteries for each light. I don't know why I'm weird like that, but I do. And it looks like the battery of choice for Okluma is the Vape Cell F12, 1250 mAh, 3.7 volt, 4.6 watt hour, max continuous discharge 3 amp battery. The one that FocusWorks prefers is the Keep Power 14500, 1100 amp hour. This is a button top. This is a flat top. Some guys prefer one. Some guys prefer others. It's very strange. But that's what they prefer. And if you guys are interested in these cases, They actually are making these now for 14500, so I helped them because I bought these for their AA size holders, right? These are 3D printed. They're super affordable, guys. They're like a few dollars each, and then you just get a Ranger band if you want. You don't have to. It'll stay closed. But the AA ones were a little too thin, so I would have to really shove the 14500s in now. That was these. Maybe these are thinner, right? I don't know. It's hard to tell because they already made them a little wider. But they're going to put these on their website that say 14500 if you want to order those. This company is called Pinewood Machine Corp, if I remember correctly. I'll link it down below, but Pinewood Machine Corp, they make cool battery holders. I have them for my 10440s or AAA. And I have them for my AA or 14500. So very cool. I just wanted to show you guys those. I think I have extras to put these in, but maybe I don't. Maybe I don't know. I'll have to look into that. Anyway, let's set this stuff aside. Let's look at the Okluma DC0. Then we can do comparisons if we want. Very, very cool. I'm going to go ahead and see if it has juice. So you can see there, it has juice, and this is a forward clicky, so you're going to select your mode, right, and then you're going to click down, and then you're going to select off. Now I wanted one without memory, so this should, oh look at that, it kind of glows. It should kick to a low mode when I click this again. There we go, low mode. That is very low, holy cow. So there's your medium, right? And then you gotta go high. So that's your max brightness. I think they state the max brightness on these is 350 lumens. Now, there's a whole thing out there about lumens and what you want and how much it really matters. Real flashlight guys don't care about lumens, that whole thing. And we'll see how I feel about it. I mean, if it doesn't have enough juice for what I need, then it's going to bother me. But if it has the throw that I need, right, which I guess would be the candela, then that's perfect, right? I want to be able to see at a distance and see bright. It doesn't have to be right in my face, you know? So we'll see how I feel about that over time. But let's just take a look at this guy here. You can see there's a little notch there. I don't know what that is. Maybe that's for seating it. Oh, okay, there's one on each corner, so yeah. It has this sort of like pattern on it, like you would see on some other type of lights. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but you know what I'm talking about. You see that grid? You don't see that on most flashlights. I feel like usually they're just, you just have that, I don't know why I can't talk, the emitter. Usually just see the emitter. It doesn't have like a grading over it or a grid. That's interesting. We have knurling here. Never really my favorite thing, knurling. You know, a lot of people rave about the design on this, and that's one thing that held me back for a while, was just the fact that I don't care that much about knurling. It does feel good in the hand though. The size is remarkable. I remember when I had one of these originally, it was when I was hunting this, and I couldn't find this, so I went for the next thing that everybody recommended, right? Actually, this probably gets recommended more, but I just personally thought this was more for me. So I got one of these, and then I think I got this like a day later. It just worked out, right? And I got them both. And I remember, I don't even think I made a video on this because I don't know, I just got it, and I was like, eh. And somebody offered to buy it for whatever I paid, right? These are not cheap. They're $470 or something like that if you get it for retail. Luckily, I was able to find one for retail. I don't know if the market's the same way it was 2 years ago where these were going for $600 in titanium. But you can see the size difference. It's not massive, but to me back then, it was. This felt like an absolute tank in my pocket. And so I immediately was like, eh. And I really didn't like the forward clicky. I couldn't figure that out very well because I'm an idiot. I really liked this where you click it on and you rotate, You just tap, find your mode, and then use it, turn it off. This, you have to find your mode, then click. So there's a big difference there. I love that glow. That must be what that is, maybe. It's the glow gasket, they call it. So then you have a little bit of glow. I don't know. It's pretty damn cool, though. So let's take the battery out of here. Should just unscrew it. I don't want to do anything dumb. There we go. Very tight fit. I like that. There she goes. We loosen her off. There's your control and all that shit. My driver. Sorry, my brain just doesn't work today. And then here's your battery. So this is the same battery we have here. And then down here is where it nestles into. You have an O-ring here. Let's see if it's dirty. No, pretty good. Looks like there's some lube in there. And then threading. Ooh, that's sexy threading right there. Just threads right on. It's gonna get tight on us here. This is where I worry because I don't want to over crank anything. But I think it's meant to have that little lip right there. Yep. And then there it goes. That's all the way tight, I would think. Man, does that seem brighter than it was 5 seconds ago? That moonlight is insane. I like that though, because with this one, even with the moonlight, which is this, I tend to go like, wait, am I in medium? You know, like I'm not sure. I'm not sure if this does have an option. I don't think it does for another setting for moonlight. I love this light though, so that's something we'll be comparing these for sure. Maybe in a separate video because I haven't really spent time with this yet, but you can see the size difference. I mean, that's one of the things on this. I think it's 0.85 of an inch, and this guy's like 0.7 or something like that. We can check real quick. So the Okluma will go up at the top. That's going to be the widest portion, I think. 0.728 of an inch, where this guy's going to be like 0.9 something, 0.855. I mean, that's a massive difference if you compare it to what was always my favorite because of how thin it was, 0.624. It is honestly right in the middle. This guy's going to be 0.641. And again, back to here, 0.755. That's basically splitting the difference between these two, right? Let's just take this two, right? Splits the difference, right? But you get the 14500 in here, so you're gonna get that extra runtime. Are you gonna get more lumens? I don't think so. This guy will crank 650. So if I put this on high, we're looking at 650. If I put this guy on high, we're looking at 350. You can see this guy is more of got a spotlight thing going on here, where this guy's giving us more of an overall effect, right? So I would say this one is giving me a cleaner, brighter look. This one's giving me a more defined look. So yeah, it really comes down to what you appreciate, right? What you prefer. It did get warm there a little bit. It's not hot or anything. It just, I can feel it's warmer than it's warmer than cold. It's warmer than normal, but it doesn't feel hot or anything, and it wasn't on all that long. But this is the titanium version, so keep that in mind. Honestly, I think had I had the option, I would have went aluminum. I just, I was just trying to find one of these, and I was able to find one. It was titanium. But aluminum is more affordable, and it conducts heat better. So all of these that I own are titanium because I'm a snob. And then I got this in aluminum, and I really like the feel of the aluminum. I like the heat dissipation and all that stuff. But you can see how much brighter this guy is. This thing pumps out 900 lumens, right? And this one, again, 350. And you can see, like, I cannot train my brain to to let go of lumens. I just keep talking about it, but we're going to see in use how I actually feel about that, right? Because there's a difference between specs and use case. And that's really what I wanted to gauge. I love this glow thing in there. But yeah, if I put this on high, I would get maybe 30 seconds before I'm like, oh shit, that's getting really hot. And that's one of the things that why you would want something a little bit bigger. I'll show you my charger real quick, and then we'll call it. So I do have a Nitecore D2 charger, I think it is. It was actually recommended to me by Okluma when I bought that DC0 like 2 years ago, because I got it directly that time. And they recommended that Nitecore D2 charger, but I have it down in my garage where I keep my rechargeable batteries. So I have this one, X-Star or something I got from, I don't even know where I got this one, but I just want to see. It looks like he sends the batteries fully charged. Oh, wait. What is going on here? Maybe it's just because they're buttoned up. So these are fully charged. So I don't know if whoever, the person I got this off of, if they just never used them. I mean, it does look pretty, you know. Maybe they didn't have the light very long. You know, I don't know. I don't think I have any empty ones. So I'm a weirdo. Oh, that one feels empty. That one feels empty. Okay. So these two have the keep powers in there for my FocusWorks. And then this one here is going to be for the Okluma. You can see this fits in there well. But when I bought these, they were really tight. The keep powers were. And I actually took sandpaper and sanded out the inside so that I could fit a 14500 in there a little better. The lid tends to be a little bit more snug, but it works perfectly. And I can keep them in here. But they're going to post these on their website, Pinewood Machine Corp or Co. And they're going to say 14500 on them so that they're actually different. They're going to make them a little bit wider for the 14500s. But obviously, I got to wait for this guy to fully charge, which I will do. And then I'll put it away. But these are fantastic. They really are. I mean, they just come in super clutch. If I go on vacation, what I was doing with my 10440s is I would just take one of these along. So I'd have my flashlight, and then I'd have one of these. And I would just, if I needed a new battery, take it out, put it in, put the old battery in here to store while I go about my trip, and I would have 2 backups. You can buy these in 2 or 4. You can also buy multi battery packs. So you can buy one that holds like AAA, AA, and whatever. They have all different sizes and stuff. It's very, very cool. And then you just buy these Ranger bands. These Ranger bands are $1 each. These are like $5 each, maybe. And it's just super slick. It's a really nice way to store your batteries for your flashlight, in my opinion. And then you can just kind of go about stacking them up. Now I have some loose batteries like that. What I'll do is I'll keep my FocusWorks on this side, and I'll keep my Okluma batteries on this side. And I'll know by the color coding, that's why I got different colors, right? I'll know the black ones are for the F2. And then, yeah. Anyway, you get my point. Very cool stuff. But the reason I mentioned this charger is because I think FocusWorks has it on their website. I've seen it other places, and it's super affordable. So if you don't want to pay $50 or whatever I paid for that Nitecore charger, you could get this one, the X-Star MC2 Plus. And this guy actually charges at 0.5 amps, so it won't jack up your batteries. I think the 14500s are perfectly fine at 0.5 amp.
I know somebody mentioned to me when I was doing the 10440s, I might want to charge them at like 0.1 amp. I haven't found anything that does that, but this seems to do the job. I've never had a battery crap out on me, at least not a good one. If you buy those blue ones from Amazon, they tend to die, but that's the battery. So there you go. Unboxing. One other thing I want to check is the tightness on this clip, because I noticed it sliding around. It's like moving a little bit, but that might just be the length and design. Just want to make sure it's tight. Looks like a T8. Oh, what the heck? Okay, hold on. This was a T6. Was it a T7? It's like a star-shaped bit. But the T8 didn't fit. Let me make sure this is a T8. T8. Oh, okay. It was just a really snug fit. Do not want to skip out of that. So hang on. This one does not want to drop in for me. There it goes. Those are tight as shit. So, yeah, definitely not the screws. It's just the clip. It's on a disc, or it's on a cylinder, obviously. And then look at the design. It's going to have a little bit of movement, I think. It's just natural, but I'm sure it's a good clip. Heard really good things. One last thing I'll note is I like the click sound on my F2. They both have Mr. Clicky switches, as far as I understand. That's what everybody uses. So that sounds good too. But this one will give a cool ting sometimes. We'll see what happens with this one. I know that's weird to say, but I'm weird. So there you go. Okluma DC0 unboxing. Have heard nothing but amazing things. And I can't wait to carry this now every day for a little while. Here's another quick overview of the aesthetics, the build. Let's take a look. Everything looks cleanly machined. That switch has nice knurling on it. I do like how the switch is tucked away like that, so you can put it up like this. I can turn it on, put it up like this. It'll tail stand, no problem. That is one downside to the CWF. You cannot tail stand this guy. It will fall. If you lean it on the clip, sometimes you can get it to work, but any kind of motion and it falls. It's one thing with the Hoku. It does do that, so you can get that in the 10440 size. The downside is you have to rest your thumb on the switch and kind of press in. Where on the CWF, one of the really nice things about it is the switch is so accessible and clicky. It's really, really slick. I think he had this custom made for this flashlight, so that's one thing. This one is cool though, and you get used to that function, but the all the switches feel different, and it's unique to each flashlight. There's your T8s, very, very nicely machined. I don't know if he makes them himself. We do know Okluma is a very good machinist. Seen a lot of videos on his Instagram of him messing with like robots and shit like that. So I don't know why that means anything, but just very, very cool. The details look really good. The knurling looks fantastic. The clip looks good. I've seen some people complain about like having jagged edges or something on the clip from factory. Not seeing any of that. This was sold to me as mint. Basically, I think it was just a quick flip, but you can see right here, everything looks clean. Yeah, the only thing I really have questions about is why that grid pattern is there on the light versus it being clean like every other light I've seen. Didn't mean for that to rhyme, but that's the only thing I wonder about. And then it has that glow thing in there, which I'll show you here. you turn it off, you'll see a glow. See that? I don't know what that is. It might be what that is. It's like a netting that has glow in it. You'll see this one when I turn it off. Does not glow at all. I don't know. We'll see how that thickness plays a part. You can see down here, once you get past the emitter, this guy basically thins out the same way. It's just as thin, I would say. Well, I mean, it's close, but it really thickens up here. But that's part of why this guy can probably produce 900 lumens, where this guy produces 350, and maybe get a little bit more spread because it's a wider area. I don't know. I'll do all that comparing, but I'm done. Thank you guys for checking this video out. Let me know down in the comments what you think. If you have one of these, are you in love with it? Are you happy you got one? Do you still have it? What are your thoughts? I would love to hear that. Any feedback from people? You guys know me. I'm not a light expert, so anything you guys can tell me about this. Is it just a super simple light, or is there a bunch of stuff I need to know? As far as I understand, you just click it, find one of the 3 modes you like, and you click down. And then I made sure I found one without memory, so it just starts back at a soft light. And the reason I did that, one last thing, is because with this one, I bought one with memory. And I thought that would be smart because, like I said earlier, I'll go into my bedroom at night, my wife will be sleeping, and I want to have it on the lowest light possible. So I will go in on the lowest setting. So I thought memory would be good to make sure I would be on that low setting. Now, thinking back, that's dumb, because if you get no memory, guess what? You start at the lowest setting, you dummy. But what I found was sometimes I'd go in there and all of a sudden I'm blasting it with medium or high. And I'm like, what the hell happened? I had it on low. Like, I made sure it was on low and then I turned it off. And for some reason, it would just go to medium. Like, is this thing broken? So I talked to Jordy, he's the guy behind FocusWorks, and I found out that it was me. So I do this stupid thing where I have to check stuff. So I'm like, is it on low? Okay. And just that right there wasn't long enough to make it select that memory. So now when I click it again, it's going to be on a brighter setting because there's high. Now we're going to go back to low, right? You have to hold the mode for 3 seconds or something, and then it remembers it. So now it's on low. Now I click, I just waited 3 seconds, click off. Now guess what? Next time, it's gonna come on low. Perfect, right? But if I do this and let go right away, so I just checked, right? I'm like, okay, I'm on low. So now my brain was saying, okay, memory's kicked in, I got it on low. An hour later, go into the bedroom, ready to go, bam. I'm just like, hey, wake up, you know? So you have to remember to leave it on for 3 seconds, then click off, and now your memory is set. So it's just a little extra step. I think for most people who just use their light and turn it off, it's fine. I'm here fidgeting with it. I'm like checking to make sure it's on low. And because I do those little things, it's almost like, I look at it kind of like a press check on a firearm where you're like, am I loaded? Okay. You know, I do that and I'm like, okay, I'm on low. I'm good. And then I forget I did it. And then I come on medium and I go, damn, what happened? So once I figured out I was doing that and why, it's fine. Now I know what I'm doing and I don't have that problem anymore. But it would be nice to just have no memory and just be able to click it on and know it's going to be on low every time. Because to be honest, I never am in a situation where I'm like, I wish I had it on high and I wish memory was set to high. It just doesn't happen. So, all right. I love you guys. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day. I'm stoked on the Okluma DC0 and I will catch you later.